about quitting and not quitting, difference between being successful and not successful. See, basically, if you quit, you're guaranteed to lose, right? No one ever became successful through quitting. That's the thing. And it's all a matter of having true grit and getting through it, because, you know, to get anything good in life, you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to do the things that normal people aren't willing to do. You can't get more than what you've got unless you become more than what you are. And you've got to get out of your comfort zone to do that. And I see this happening all the time. You know, people want to become successful in lots of different areas. Like, for example, you know, people want to get fit and they go to the gym, they have a workout, then they're a little bit sore and they're like, oh, I'm a bit sore, I can't go this time. And then they don't do it. You know, 80% of success is just showing up, right? Really. So, you know, because with the gym, so I've got a really good trick of that. So what I do is sometimes I don't feel like training. That's the fact of it. And at the moment, what I've done is I've hired a personal trainer that rocks up to my house at twice a week, and I know he's going to be there, so I've got no choice but to work out. But before that, what I used to do is if I needed to train, even if I didn't feel like it, I'd put my training clothes on and go to the gym and just sit down on the floor. And what happens is you'll sit there for a while and think, well, I'm here, I might as well just do it, right? That's the thing. So basically, that's a really good trick. However, you know, so many little obstacles. See, obstacles are what stops people. People get an obstacle and it stops them. And the size of the obstacle compared to your goal, we need to look at that, and you need to make a determination, because you really, step one, you need to really work out what's important to you. We need to work out what are your values, what are your goals, what is important to you, what are you willing to fight for, what are you willing to die for, what's really important in your life. Because until you do that, then you don't know whether it's worthwhile getting past that obstacle, if you get what I'm saying. Because it's only worth getting past the obstacle that's in your way if there's such a bigger prize on the other side, or a bigger value, right? So that's one thing. And then two, we got to realize that the obstacle is the way. See, along your path, you get an obstacle. And then the funny thing is, and this is the truth, that obstacle becomes your path. That's why it's so important to know, you know, what are your values, what are your goals, and what are you willing to die for, work for, and do things, and to do that. Because otherwise, your obstacle is not going to work. And I'll give you a really good example. My wife, Christina, when I met her, you know, we had a bit of an age difference, quite a bit. I was 42, she was 22. And when she met me, she felt sorry for me because, you know, I wasn't married, I was 42, she thought I was past my due date and felt sorry for me. But we got on really well and everything else like that. Now, she couldn't picture in her mind being married to me or dating me. However, you know, so when I asked her out and said, look, let's go out on a date, she said, I can't date you, you're too old for me, and blah, blah, blah. But what happened was, that was the obstacle. Now, I didn't quit because I knew, one, from very early on with Christina, I knew that she was the perfect girl for me, my soulmate. We had a lot of fun together, we had attraction, we had similar values and goals and beliefs. So because of that, I didn't let that stop me, so I kept going and trying, because I knew I didn't let the obstacle get in my way. Now, what a lot of people have done is quit. You know, maybe after the first rejection or second rejection or third or fourth. I didn't quit, right? And we ended up having a courtship for nearly 9 months before we ended up before we dated. And now we're happily married, and Christina agrees it's probably the best thing she's ever done in her life is marry me and meet me, and the same thing for me as well. And it's amazing when you meet your soulmate. So I didn't let that stop me. And when I started investing in property, you know, my first property was negative $300 a week. It was painful. I had to pay that money. And I kept going. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, if you quit, you're guaranteed to lose. So what happened was, when I started investing in property, you know, things weren't going right. It was negative geared. I had, you know, I tried doing flipping. I tried doing renos. I tried doing a lot of stuff. And it wasn't working the way I expected it to. Now, I didn't quit, because quitting wasn't an option for me. See, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I didn't have parents that were I wasn't going to inherit a fortune or make money. I had to do it myself. And I knew that for me, my values, I wanted to create financial freedom. To me, that was very important. It was one of my number one goals. Well, it was my number one goal, financial freedom. Because of that, I didn't quit. Because when you quit, you're guaranteed to lose. So the three decisions, and when I was struggling and finding it difficult at this stage, I remember the $1 million decision that I made, or it was actually three decisions. And decision number one was really work out this property thing, you know what I mean? And really work out how to make money out of property. Because, I had a choice, do property or quit and find something else. And I knew that door wasn't for me, so I opened that second door. And the second thing I thought was, I had to actually ignore everyone else giving property advice because they were super spammy, they didn't have the results or anything else like that. And then last of all, I decided to find mentors that had real life results. And that's what I did. And I didn't quit. And what happens is, so many people have a small thing and they quit. So let's give you an example. Let's say you got Peter and Jane and they want financial freedom. And to get financial freedom, they need to buy 3 houses, 3 investment properties. Because let's say each investment property is worth around $500,000 a year. So in 10 years time, that investment property is going to actually, in 7, 10 or 12 years, it's going to double, going to go up to 500,000, give you a passive income of 25,000. They want a passive income of 75,000, which is 3 properties. So let's say that's their goal, that's the overall goal. And what they do is they go for their first property and they get rejected for finance. Now, you can quit and go, shit, I can't do it, wasn't meant to be, too bad. Or you can get up and try it again. See, successful people, sometimes when I do finance, I got to do it over and over again. Sometimes I've got to get valuation after valuation. You can't let that stop you from getting your goal. What's more important, right? So then, okay, you got to go finance again. Then Peter and Jane, they're buying this property and the valuations come in low. So it's 500,000, but the bank has gone in and said, sorry, it's worth 470,000. Now banks do this a lot because they're conservative, right? They do this a lot. And then what happens is the person, Peter and Jane, they look and go, oh shit, 470. They're deflated. They're like, oh no. And they use that excuse to quit. But what's really happening? Well, what's really happening is they're thinking, well, am I good enough to do this? Is it going to work? Fear sets in, false expectations appearing real. That's why people quit. They're like, oh shit, can I really do this? Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I don't deserve to be successful. Maybe I can't create financial freedom. So the challenge is that keeps going on in their head, and then they quit and they never get where they're going. They're never going to get that dream. And then what happens if you quit? What happens if you don't try to get something, you don't try your best? It's very painful. The pain of regret is terrible because you've got the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. So they quit. Now, the thing is, what's their goal? Their goal is to create financial freedom and get this property. So if your goal's that big, don't allow your ego or your fear to stop you just because that's a loud truck behind me. Don't let your ego or your fear to stop you just because you got rejected on finance once, or the first valuation didn't come in, or the second valuation didn't come in, or you can't get the right valuation, you need to put more money in. See, successful people do whatever it takes. So once you set your mind to something, you set yourself and you've got a goal, don't quit, because if you quit, you're guaranteed to lose. You're gonna lose. The obstacles along the way are the pure material of your future success. Let me say that again. The obstacles you have in life are the pure material of your future success. And I really mean that, because at the end of the day, you're going to have obstacles, and everyone gets obstacles, and the people that become successful are the people that find the path of going through the obstacles. So everything good in your life, anything good is going to have obstacles. If you want to get healthier, there's going to be obstacles. Eating healthy is an obstacle. If you want to go to the gym and work out, there's going to be obstacles in your way. You want a better relationship, there's going to be obstacles. You want to travel, there's obstacles. If you want to start a business, there's obstacles. Do you want to invest in property, there's obstacles. You want to be a good father or mother, brother, daughter, son, there's going to be obstacles. So stop pissing and crying, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and stop quitting at the first sign of obstacles, because, you know, quitting's for losing, right? Seriously, quitting is for losers. Don't be a loser. Don't quit. Believe in yourself. Don't let fear get in your way. Don't let self-doubt get in your way, right? And I'm not saying don't be fearful. You know, courage is not lack of fear. Courage is having fear and doing it anyway. See, the thing is, as humans, anything that's different, anything that's slightly different, whenever there's a change of things, people are scared of change. And it's only normal to do that. But the point is, at the end of the day, you need to really focus on what's truly important to you. What are your values? What are your goals? What are you willing to fight for? And really, at the end of the day, when you go out of your comfort zone, yes, you can fail. For sure, you can fail. But personally, I would rather try and fail, and then try and fail again, and try and fail again until I succeed, or at least know that I've given it my best shot. Because when I'm on my deathbed and I look back, I would rather look back on things that I've tried and failed, or on things that I've tried and succeeded, than thinking that I didn't try at all. You know, you always regret the things you don't try. And the things you don't try, the opportunities you don't take, the comfort zone you don't get out of, down the track in the future, that's going to eat away on you. It's going to eat away at your heart. It's going to be terrible. It's the worst thing ever. It's going to be the pain, a massive pain of regret. Don't do that. You know, don't have the pain of regret. Get out of your comfort zone. Just have some courage and do it anyway. Get out of your comfort zone and think about your future self. Do something your future self's going to thank you for, right? And, like that song, I get knocked down, I get up again. If you had a child and you're teaching it to walk and it fell over and didn't walk, would you just quit, or would you keep trying until it walked? Well, your goals, your aspirations are the same as that. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your family. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for your significant other, do it for your parents, do it for your kids, do it for the people around you. But do it, because I swear to you that when you go through that pain of discipline to get what you want to get, right? And whether you succeed or not is not that important. The important thing is you becoming a better person by giving it a shot and trying that, right? So that's what I want you to do. And that's my little rant for today, because, I'm sick and tired of hearing about people quitting at the first sign of, resistance. Like, I'm over it. Seriously. Stop being a pussy. Get up and just do it. And I know I'm being harsh here and all that, but really at the end of the day, some of you need that. You need a coach to say to you, just do it. Get up and do it. Don't whine. Don't allow little things to get in your way. Don't say, oh no, I can't do this because of this, or I can't get enough deposit, I can't do that. Find a way, be resourceful, get your goals, be strong, because I tell you what, your future self's gonna thank you. Even if you fail, at least you're gonna try your best to becoming a better person. See, it's the hard times, the time of challenges that truly define you as a person. So when times are tough, that's when you can shine and show who you really are and show your true colors. And just go out there and do it. Don't let your ego get in the way. So thank you very much for listening. If you found this valuable, I've got lots more content in our group, Property Secrets. It's a private group it's actually over 3,000 people, of people that are motivated, that are investors, that inspire to create more income and more impact. My overreaching goal is to empower 10,000 Australians to create financial freedom through property using the Markoski method. So if you found it useful, please comment, share, like, join my group, and I'll keep the goodness coming.